Is this the first time you've watched so many Brazilian championship games to study your opponents? And what do you think about the level of the Brazilian championship?
Top level. I said the other day, I always respect Brazilian team, Brazilian competition. I think I just said that the energy between South American team and European team, for me it's quite clear that it's different. Y por parte de los brasileños sabemos que nosotros nos hemos enfrentado ya a dos equipos de Brasil, sabemos la pasión que tienen y la importancia de este partido para ellos, pero al mismo tiempo lo es para nosotros y estamos aquí para intentar llegar a la final.
Es interesante porque hay muchos que dicen que los europeos no le dan ganas, no le hacen mucha importancia de esta competencia. Pero yo miré Pepe Guardiola saliendo muy enojado cuando perdió. Miré Felipe Inzaghi Simone Inzaghi saliendo muy triste, cabizbajo cuando perdió. Y de la misma manera, Abel Ferreira de Palmeiras está así totalmente sacrificado después de la derrota. Yo me quería entender si este Mundial es tan importante para Chelsea, para Paris Saint-Germain y para Real Madrid, cuanto yo me imagino que sea.
No, para mí personalmente no es que no es importante, es que llegamos a este torneo con dos situaciones diferentes. ¿Cuántos partidos los equipos brasileños han jugado oficial esta temporada? Nosotros hemos jugado 63 partidos. Entonces los equipos europeos llegan a esta competición de manera diferente a los equipos brasileños o de Sudamérica, por la cantidad de partidos que hemos jugado. Pero la gana que tenemos de ganar es la misma que tenéis vosotros. Lo que pasa es que las condiciones son diferentes. Nosotros llegamos aquí después de haber jugado 60 partidos y vosotros llegáis aquí después de haber jugado...
Kieran, in the fifth row, please.
Hi Enzo, Kieran from Daily Mail. Obviously, we all know Chelsea have a young team, one of the youngest in Europe. Fluminense have the oldest at this tournament, 44-year-old keeper, 40-year-old defender, a bunch of 30-somethings. Does them having that experience, does that make much of a difference? Does it any advantage for them having that experience in their team?
You can have advantage or disadvantage, depends a little bit. We already had one entire season together, being the youngest squad in the Premier League, and we faced team with more experience than us, and we were able to do a good game, to win a game or not win a game, and tomorrow will be exactly the same. As you said, we are probably the first or the second youngest squad in this competition, and we're going to face probably the oldest one, and it's also a good test for this.
This is the third Brazilian club that you've faced in this tournament. Do you feel like facing that kind of stylistic opponent so often can give you a little bit of a preparatory advantage in tomorrow's game, and then moving into next season, do you think a tournament like this where you get to play so many different styles from around the world can help you in a European setting where you are playing so many different clubs from so many different countries?
Oh yeah, for sure, because from any game you can learn things from a different country, different manager. You can always learn. As you said, will be the third Brazilian team that we're gonna face. The first two, they were very good, with lots of energy, and tomorrow we don't have a doubt that it's going to be exactly the same.
En tu opinión, ¿cuáles son los puntos fuertes del equipo de Fluminense? ¿Y crees que el calor es una ventaja del equipo brasileño, ya que hace más calor en Brasil que en England?
No sé, el calor hay que intentar adaptarse de la mejor manera posible. Sé que en Brasil hace más calor, suerte para vosotros, pero vamos a intentar adaptarnos. Los puntos fuertes, yo creo que tienen un entrenador muy bueno, con experiencia, tienen jugador también con experiencia y de calidad. Arias, Cano, hay muchos jugadores que son buenos jugadores. Y a esta altura del torneo yo creo que cualquier partido va a ser muy difícil porque la competición está llegando casi al final.
So, what do you know about Renato Portaluppi, his football style, an opinion about this coach, and what the difficulties tomorrow will be?
As I said, he's an experienced manager from many years. The style, I watched some game also when he was at Gremio, not only when he is now with Fluminense. The style is quite clear, and as I just said, at this stage of the tournament, it's normal that all the games they're gonna be a tough game.
Ganar esta Copa Mundial para vos tiene lo mismo peso que ganar una Champions, por ejemplo. Gracias.
No puedo decírtelo porque es la primera vez que existe esta competición, entonces no sé si equivale a ganar la Champions. Lo que sí está claro que nos gustaría primero llegar a la final, porque para ganarla tiene que llegar a la final, entonces hacer lo que tenemos que hacer mañana y luego ya intentar ganarla.
Sticking on Thiago Silva, obviously his leadership has been integral to Fluminense over the last few weeks. How going into this game, how is the Chelsea camp feeling about facing him?
I said in the last press conference before Palmeiras game that we don't used to prepare game against a player. We used to prepare game against a team. So tomorrow is exactly the same. We are not. We respect Thiago, absolutely, but we are not preparing the game. We are preparing the game against Fluminense. There are, as I said, many good players, many experienced players with quality. So we need to be. We need to pay attention, we need to be careful about many different things.
Dos cuestiones. Primera, Chelsea juega para tener la posesión del balón. Renato Gaúcho, a pocos minutos, nos dice que Fluminense va a intentar tener la posesión del balón. Entonces creo que la posesión del balón será la primera batalla. ¿Y por qué crees que Chelsea es favorito para mañana? Gracias.
No, yo no creo que el Chelsea es favorito, lo has dicho tú. Yo no creo que el Chelsea es favorito. Yo creo que a esta altura no hay favorito. A esta altura los equipos que han llegado aquí es porque lo merecen, porque tienen algo bueno y tienen que hacer de todo para intentar ganar y llegar a la final. Esto primero. Y luego el tema de la posesión. Nosotros desde el primer día que trabajamos juntos intentamos tener la posesión. Creo que la posesión es aún más importante en esta competición cuando juegas cada 3 días para también no solamente atacar, pero también recuperar con la pelota, con el balón, y intentaremos hacer lo mismo mañana.
Fluminense is Chelsea's third Brazilian opponent. Is this the first time you've watched so many Brazilian championship games to study your opponents? And what do you think about the level of the Brazilian championship?
Top level. I said the other day, I always respect Brazilian team, Brazilian competition. Brazil is one of the best country, or the best country in terms of football. So my respect is 100%. And then, yeah, between Flamengo, Palmeiras and Fluminense, I watch many games. I'm now watching games when Renato was at Gremio. So you can imagine how many games I'm watching. But it's also good because you can see and you can learn new things.
Enzo, as my colleague was saying, you guys faced a Brazilian side 2 times before. What did you guys learn from these 2 games, as you were beaten once and you got a nice win against Palmeiras? What did you learn from these games about Brazilian clubs, about what can you take from these 2 games to prepare your team for tomorrow's match? Thank you.
Yeah, there are 2 things that for me is very clear in the 2 games that we face Brazilian team, is that the quality from Brazilian player is probably the top, is the best quality. And at the same time, the other thing that for me is very clear is the energy that you have in this moment compared to other teams that for different reasons we don't have. So for me it's the quality and the energy from the team.
Maresca, I would like to know about the difference that you see studying the Brazilian clubs in tactical and physical, because a lot of times there are some studies that says that the Brazilian football has less intensity than the European football. Did you see this intensity of movement? And also a lot of studies says that Brazilian football is not so rich tactically. Do you agree with that?
After Flamengo game and after Palmeiras game, I had a chat with Luis and Abel just to ask questions and to try to learn new things. And I'm completely agree with them in terms of quality. The level is very higher. And if you are able to convince the player also in terms of effort, physicality, I think Brazilian team, they can be all top team because they have both. They have the quality and they have also the physical part. So the games we play against Brazilian team, again, top quality and also defensively they were very good. And tomorrow we expect exactly the same.
Your team played 59 games before the beginning of this tournament. Fluminense played more than 70. Do you think that could make an impact in the game tomorrow?
I think I just said that the energy between South American team and European team, for me, is quite clear that it's different.